Yes, sir. Hello. Gast ako eh. Second block. Kaya nga sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning po. Sure, sir. May flow po ba? May babasahin po ba ako na prayer? Okay po. Sige po. Okay po. Yes po, sir.
The question of God is a question of origin and of
Prayer
human
na po, sir.
existence. What is ethics? And what is morality? What is the difference?
May your holy presence be with us. Our Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, we thank you for this morning. May you always guide us in everything that we do. May you bless us and keep us away from sins. May your will be done. Please take care of our loved ones, especially those family members who are away from us. Please always give us the eyes to see the good in people, lips that would only speak of the truth, heart that forgives the worst in people, and a soul that never loses faith in you. May this day be a very productive and fruitful one. Amen.
Morning, sir.
Morning po.
Ako po, sir. Facebook addiction and mental health, an analysis of correlations, sir.
Apat po, sir.
Anim po.
Sir, pwede pong kayo present ng video. Yung ano po, 3M 1 plus 1. Opo. Opo.
Good day.
Yes po, sir.
Hey everyone, we are
Yes po.
Good day everyone. We are 3M1 plus 1. We will be presenting our term paper entitled Malnutrition Among Children as an Obstacle for Growth and Development, an analysis of factors causing malnourishment among children in rural areas. For the introduction, malnutrition has always been one of the public health problems in many countries. In the Philippines itself, Vargas 2018, the supervising science research specialist of Food and Nutrition Research Institute, the prevalence rate of underweight among Filipinos ages less than 2 years old is 18.8%. For the prevalence rate of stunting, which pertains to height for age, is 36.6. And lastly, for wasting, which pertains to low weight for height, rate is 6.4%. In the case of preschool age children who are ages 2 to 5 years old, the prevalence rate of stunting is 26.7%. For the wasting prevalence rate is 5%. Lastly, the prevalent rate of underweight among the mentioned ages is 23.1%. In connection with this, the aim of this study is to identify what are the factors that cause malnutrition among children in rural areas in the Philippines. This study also seeks to answer if there is a relationship between poverty and malnutrition.
Statement of the problem. Malnutrition is a serious public health problem globally, as it increases the rate of mortality and morbidity, affecting mostly children. The main purpose of the study is to analyze the factor that makes the children, especially in rural areas, prone to malnutrition. For the alternative hypothesis, the rate of malnutrition in the rural areas is significantly high. For the null hypothesis, the rate of malnutrition in rural areas is not significantly high. Education and social class have a significant impact on malnutrition in rural areas. Education and social classes does not have significant impact on malnutrition in rural areas. Lack of nutrition, education on the primary caregivers leads to misinformation on child nutrition. Lack of nutrition education on the primary caregivers does not lead to misinformation on child nutrition. Significance of the study. The success of this research entitled Malnourishment Among Children as an Obstacle for Growth and Development. An analysis of factors causing malnourishment among children in rural areas. Health workers, lawmakers, and future researchers would benefit on this study.
So, what is nutrition? Nutrition is the study of different foods that a person intakes, digests, absorbs, and how it used in one's body. It is very important in the growth and development of the human body. According to Newman 2020, nutrition also focuses on how people can use dietary choices to reduce the risk of what happens if a person has too much or too little of one nutrient and how allergies work.
Malnutrition in the Philippines. According to Log 2 Junior 2018, last 2018, the Philippines was in the danger zone or the GHI Global Hunger Index with a 20.2 GHI, which makes it 69th out of the 119 countries included in the survey. As proof, the studies of FNRI or Food and Nutrition Research Institute that the risk of malnutrition is higher among children, and in addition to that, there are 3.6 million stunted children and 800,000 who are malnourished according to the Save the Children Philippines. Malnutrition in the Philippines remains a public health concern. Children are the most affected by the malnutrition in the rural areas. Lack of clean water sources, poor sanitation, and improper hygiene practices can increase the rate of infectious diseases such as tuberculosis, measles, and diarrhea, including waterborne diseases, which are the causes of acute malnutrition. Stunting and deficiency in some micronutrients, such as iron and iodine, affect the learning abilities and the intelligence of children. The damage of malnutrition in health, physical growth, and the brain development of children are the effect of chronic undernutrition. Stunting in the first 2 years of child is often irreversible, leaving them with the lower chances of finishing schools and becoming highly productive adults.
Malnutrition is a major problem in rural areas. Malnutrition is considered as one of the main problems that societies have been dealing with globally because it mostly involves the growth and development of infants and children, either mental or physical effects. According to Suri and Kumar, It is related to one-third of death among 1 to 5 years old children that lead to high morbidity and mortality among children under 5 years old in developing countries. Similar to the study of Gizmol et al., lack of nutrient sustenance contributes altogether to the mortality rate in the mentioned age group, and it stated that 45% of the child death is associated with malnutrition in the year 2011. Inside the rural area of the Republic of Congo, correspondingly, Singh et al. Revealed that 1 out of 3 preschool-age children is affected by undernutrition in developing countries. Nutrition education. Ever since 1993, Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition, or PPAN, was made for improving the nutritional behaviors of each Filipino. But according to Garcia et al., the nutrition education lacks an important impact on the masses that the people would incorporate into their daily lives. Until the recent updates of PPAN, it still lacks in proper implementation and collaboration with the stakeholders to provide standard knowledge and practices that would impact the Filipinos.
Factors causing malnourishment among children, especially in rural areas. In the study of Shinsugi et al., food insecurity is one of the factors that causes malnourishment to the children in rural areas. Based on the study, insufficient consumption of nutrients of a child during the first 2 years will affect his or her development, which influence brain development and growth. Important of a role of a primary caregiver. Based on the study of Wang and Liu, if a primary caregiver of a child has a lower educational background, he or she can sustain the needs of a child, especially the quantity and quality of food. Based on their study, caregivers who had higher educational levels have a good and better life and have the right information about health and related things like a balanced diet. Thesis statement. The leading cause of malnutrition in the Philippines are the following: household organization, lack of knowledge about nutrition by the primary caregiver, insufficient availability of foods.
Prevalence of malnutrition and associated factors among children in rural. The leading public health challenge in developing countries continues to be child malnutrition. Globally, by 2012, 165 million were stunted, 99 million were underweight, and 51 million were wasted children. It kills 3.1 million children under 5 every year. Yang Zhang stated that to enhance a child's poor nutrition in some areas of China, primary caregivers should manage to feed child by following health feeding practices and guidelines. This is to reduce the number of stunted children within the area. Like in the other countries, poor rural areas have limited access to food resources and clean water for drinking. Based on the study of ENDRIS, some of the risk factors of child malnutrition in rural areas are based on the demographic of the child, knowledge or educational level of the mother or primary caregiver, economic status of the family, and the preceding birth interval among siblings. Household organization, which pertains to classification of families from being wealthy, relatively wealthy, average, and poor, is also a factor contributing to the increasing number of malnourished children. Food insecurity also a contributor as the caregiver failed to provide adequate meals for the children every day. According to one study, the absence of proper agricultural sustainability due to the poverty leads to malnutrition in the household. Poverty and the malnutrition have shown a connection. The study of Pena and Bacalao of 22 showed the relationship stating poor children have poor access to nutritious food that leads to neglecting the basic nutrition and health needs. Nutrition education in the Philippines lacks proper implementation and impact to the Philippines. Malnutrition associated with chronic disease. There is a significant risk of malnutrition in patients with chronic kidney disease marked by protein energy wasted and macronutrient deficiency. In both children and adults with chronic kidney disease, reports indicate a high rate of malnutrition. According to two of 2016, the quality of life and disease development in children with chronic kidney disease are adversely affected by dietary disorders such as cachexia, protein energy wasted, obesity, and growth retardation. Malnutrition has been shown to impair cognitive, motor, and social growth in the form of stunting and wasting, which can cause a variety of adverse effects in adulthood. The wellness of the family is the variable of conditions that leads far more to the deprivation between children of the most desirable group and those of the least favorable group in access to healthcare and nutrition services.
In conclusion, malnutrition in rural areas become a public health concern. Millions of children under 5 years old are stunted, underweight, and wasted. The status of the primary caregiver is a risk for a child in terms of demographic and economic status. By increasing the knowledge of the primary caregiver will lessen the increasing number of malnourished children. A healthy lifestyle of a child starts at home. Consumption of home-cooked meals would lessen the intake of foods that are high in saturated fats and sugar. The Philippines has plans for malnourished children. The Philippines Plan of Action for Nutrition or PPAN handles program for infant and young children, integrated management of acute malnutrition, national dietary supplementation program, macronutrient supplementation and nutrition and emergencies, which aims to lessen the prevalence rate of malnutrition in the country. The PIPAN still lacks in proper implementation and collaboration with agencies to provide nutrition education to the Filipinos. The leading cause of malnutrition is poverty, in which families are classified as wealthy, average, and poor. Food insecurity is a major problem of the Filipino families, in which they do not have the access to affordable and nutritious foods. Water is part of a human daily diet. 60 to 70% of the adult body is water. Sources of clean and safe water are not accessible to some families, which may result in malnutrition. Malnutrition has irreversible effects to children and may affect their growth and development, which may result in a lifetime illness. Recommendation for future researchers: be a responsible citizen by helping to educate people about malnutrition and the effects of it on children. Make more research about malnutrition in rural areas of the country. Research about the irreversible effects of malnutrition on children and how it affects their lives in the future.
That's all. Thank you. The hypothesis we have po is yung first is the rate of malnutrition in rural areas are significantly high. For null hypothesis, the rate of malnutrition is not significantly high in rural areas. And another hypothesis is ano nga ba yun? Wait lang po, sir.
Opo, sir.
Okay, sir. 3. Sir, I think ang ginawa po kasi namin is parang yung hypothesis po na na-conduct namin is na nagawa namin is connected to each other. Kaya parang mas maganda po kung maisasama din po siya dun sa study namin. Um, Ano po is to prove one's ano po, ah, ah, parang mag-prove po ng isang hypothesis. Ano po, the purpose of hypothesis is to find the answer to a question. Parang yun po.
Sir, yung statement of the problem po namin is malnutrition is a serious public health problem globally as it increases the rate of mortality and morbidity affecting mostly children. Tas the main purpose of the study is to analyze the factor that makes the children, especially in the rural areas, prone to malnutrition. Tas Ito po yung the investigation sought to answer the following questions. First, how does the public health sector handle the nutrition in situation in rural areas? Second, does the education and social class have a significant impact on malnutrition in rural areas? Third, why are the children in rural areas the largest number of cases of malnutrition? Then last po is, does the primary caregiver affect the severity of malnutrition? Mhm. Opo, sir. Opo, sir.
Sir, ano po, ina inaano rin po namin yung sa nutrition education po kasi naglalak po tayo na parang implementation talaga. Kaya parang kinokol,
None po, sir. Okay po, sir. Noted. Yes po, sir. Thank you po. Ano po, sir?
Sir, tanong ko lang po, nag-present po kami nung Saturday po. Opo, tapos upload po namin. Do we need to present pa po? Uploading na po. Mabagal yung internet. Opo, sir. Thank you po. Yes, sir. Yes po.
Sir, puwedeng kayo po mag-ano, present ng video namin. Freddy's Angel po yung file name. Yes po. Yes po, sir.
Good day, everyone, and to our professor, Mr. Ruel Nalam. I am Josephine Natalia from Freddy's Angel, and here are my co-members, Colleen Besoff, Claire Gargarita, Miguel Manrique, Alex Mora, and Freddy Ramos. We are here to present our term paper with the title, The Relationship Between Academic Stress and Mental Health of Students. Here is Alex R. Mora to discuss the statement of the problem.
Next slide. Many students face various challenges despite of their age level and gender that requires them to give their full efforts to achieve success, as they have to fulfill different obligations and undergo many transformational processes prior to achievement. These processes produce stressful situations that they must confront. On the other hand, a study by Kiani S.Z. et al. 2017 stated that academic stress may be a stress that often happens during an academic performance due to an individual's extra work, contrary to his/her ability or capabilities. These academic stress experienced by the students are exams, projects, assignments, and the result, which are followed by the future plans, choice of career, and the expectations of the others, as well as the expectations of the oneself to excel in the chosen field. Therefore, academic stress is considered as one of the products of physical or mental struggle for regulating requirement or testing where the learner will gain from the command in the given field. Next slide. Here is an infographic regarding mental health and college students from Anxiety and Depression Association of America, or ADAA. It shows that students can feel anxious trying to juggle school, work, friends, and family while trying to figure out the rest of their life. Most of them bounce back, but frequent, intense, and uncontrollable anxiety that interferes with the daily routines may be a sign of an anxiety disorder. Anxiety disorders are one of the most common mental health problems on college campuses. Next slide. The present study aims to investigate the relationship between academic stress and mental health of the students. This study will make a substantial contribution to the existing body of knowledge regarding this topic and will raise awareness of the mental health issues associated with academic stress. That led us to the statement of the problem, which tackled the following questions. Number one, what are the different aspects of academic stress that students experience? Number two, is there a significant relationship between students' academic stress and mental health? Number three, what is the influence of stress among students and its causes? The next presenter will be Freddy Ramos to discuss the hypothesis.
And for the hypothesis, we hypothesize that there is significant relationship between academic stress and mental health among students. And for the methodology, here is Claire Gargarita.
Hello, this is Claire and I'm here to discuss you the methodology used in this study. For the methodology, we use the descriptive correlational method. The descriptive correlational method of research is used in this study since the researchers are studying about an existing situation of the subjects. The researchers also wanted to test the hypothesis by collecting data through the use of RRLs and have a depth analysis with it. The descriptive correlational method's goal is to assess the relationship between and among two or more variables. Also, it allows testing of expected relationships between and among variables and the making of predictions. It can assess these relationships in everyday life events. And thank you. That's all for methodology. Here's Miguel to discuss you the overview of contending views.
According to Carmen Sandy about stress and cognition, stress activates some physiological systems such as the autonomic nervous system, central neurotransmitter and neuropeptide, and the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, which have direct effects on neural circuits in the brain involved with data processing. The activation of stress results in the production and release of glucocorticosteroids. Because of the lipophilic properties of glucocorticosteroids, they can diffuse through the blood-brain barrier and exert long-term effects on processing and cognition. After which, in this overview of containing RRLs, Miss Colleen Beza will discuss the body.
Students have become more vulnerable to stress when it comes to their academic works. It is a stage where the students strive hard to get a high or passing grade, making tough decisions when it comes to overloaded agendas in school. Recently, suicide among students has been one of the pressing issues in the Philippines because of the numbers of K-12 students committing suicide due to academic workload. According to the American College Health Association, the suicide rate among young adults ages 15 to 24 has tripled since the 1950s. Suicide is currently the second most common cause of death among students. According to ESL and Owusu, stress has been recorded as the number one barrier to academic performance of students. Although it is an inevitable part of a student's life, it takes part in the student's health, academic performance, and emotional well-being. It is also stated that few of its primary factors include increased class workload, many hours of studies, bad living conditions, financial difficulties, and academic difficulties. Stress has various aspects that almost all human beings experience. These aspects include anxiety, distress, worry, fear, and burnout. Continuous or non-stop stress, especially in students, increases the risk of developing more serious mental health problems such as depression and anxiety. As a result, these mental health issues can adversely hinder students' capability of excelling in academic performance and achievements. Next slide, please. There are some factors that happen in the academic curriculum that causes so much stress to students. So many things take place in the day-to-day activities in schools and in the life of students that make them be stressed. One factor is increased class workload. An increase in class workload stresses up students in the sense that when students have to do more than they can handle, they tend to get frustrated and are unable to focus. Students will overschedule their plans to meet with the class workload in order to get good grades, but eventually, because these tasks are too much for them, they end up messing everything up. Another factor is many hours of studies. Every student has a life outside the academic curriculum and environment. When a student has to compromise and use their emotional time for other activities for studies, they tend to get bored and lose interest in studies. At the long run, this situation stresses them up, which causes them to lose focus on academic work. Another factor is procrastination. Procrastination is the avoidance of doing tasks which needs to be accomplished. When students keep doing this, they lose interest in doing that particular task. And once the loss of interest sets in, stress follows up since they will be thinking how to meet up with the deadline for the task. Another factor is frustration due to misunderstandings. A lot of students get frustrated when they don't understand what is being taught by the teachers in class. This frustration leads to students being stressed up because they wonder how they will pass the course because they hardly get what the teachers say in class. Another factor is the bad living conditions. Living conditions of people plays a major role in the feeling and thinking of students. When students live in a condition which is difficult to afford some basic amenities of life, they really live unhappily and this affects almost all the aspect of their life, including their academic performance. Another factor is personal problems at home. Major life changing events or happens can be very stressful to everyone, especially to students. Unpleasant events like the divorce of parents make the students not be themselves because they become victims of broken family. All these points of stress on students, in the long run, cause them to perform poorly in school. Stress affecting students academically leads them to have bad performance in schoolwork. To discuss the conclusion and recommendation, here's Josephine Natalia.
For the conclusion and recommendation, every individual has their own ways to cope up with stress. In order for stress to be addressed, the relationship between the teachers and the parents and the students is that they must be willing to help hand in hand in acknowledging this ongoing concern. Having a routine and practicing balance are some of the things that could help lessen stress. Stress is called a negative mental physiological phenomenon that happens as the person tries to adapt or interact with stressors. Stress is seen as biochemical behavioral destructive mechanism that happens as the individual tries to adapt. Many factors contribute to stress. It just happens that students become more vulnerable to stress when it comes to school related activities. Academic stress also leads to emotional and physical problems. Distinguishing stressors within students help increase awareness of of the factors that lead to stress. It would also be understood that the severity of each stressor effect on the physiological component of the student respondents would have the overall effect of stress on students' mental health. And that's all for our term paper about the relationship between, I'm sorry, between the relationship between academic stress and on students. And thank you so much for listening. And we hope you learned something from our research about stress. Thank you. Students in general po, sir.
Opo, sir.
Sir, um, um, we thought po kasi na parang yung overview of RRL is summary po nung study. Kaya po, what we thought po, yun po yung nilagay po na parang overview po.
Sir, sir, dun po sa hypothesis po na sa mismong term paper po namin, meron po kaming null tsaka alternative, hindi lang po nailagay dun sa may presentation po, sa term paper.
Sir? Sir, ni-revise po kasi namin yung paper. So, yung una po namin na-send na, yung na-send na video, hindi po siya nag-connect doon sa body kasi po, yung iba po tinanggal po. Opo. Opo, sir, yan po. Okay po, sir.
None po, sir.
Sir, puwede po ba sir, mag-present na lang po ako ano, gamit PowerPoint kasi po nagsalita lang po kasi ako dun sa video. I-present ko na lang po, okey lang po ba? Okay sir, thank you sir. Nakikita po ba? Ayan ho, nakikita? Nakikita po? Okay. Wait lang po sir, Okay, good morning to each and every one of you. My name is Roland Carlo Isabroso from BS Psychology 3A, and this is my presentation, Facebook Addiction and Mental Health, an Analysis of Correlation. Table of Contents, Abstract, the problem, and so on and so forth. The abstract. Nowadays, we often check our status updates on our phones, tablets, computers, so we can catch up to our latest likes and reaction status to our shared posts on Facebook. We often place our own imaginary fame meter through these posts, and it is becoming unhealthy to all of us. Oftentimes, we spend a lot of time more than we need to in our Facebook account. But what it is all about though? Do we really need to have this notification anxiety that we often feel when our phones ding or if every hour? Or how about every minute? Why do we need to care about new stuff or the trends inside the world called Facebook? Does it really have an impact in our lives, in our health, mentally and physically? The problem and its related applications. People use Facebook to stay connected with friends and family, to discover what's going on in the world, and to share and express what matters to them. This simply means that Facebook is all about sharing of thoughts, connections, regardless where you are, having fun, build community, and probably another form of society. It was benevolent back then when its purpose was clear. Nowadays, we can now see profanity flying around the comment sections. But what seems to be the problem? The problem about Facebook is not the website itself. It is about addiction. If we are going to delve into the depths of understanding of what addiction is all about, addiction is when a person engages in an activity that is pleasurable but, but cannot stop doing it, even to the detriment of everyday living such as work, hobbies, family time, finances, and etc. And health and well-being suffers as a result. This behavior would be considered an addiction. It is rather clear that some people nowadays cannot deny that they have an addiction on the usage of Facebook. And because of this, we develop this kind of phenomenon called FOMO, or the fear of missing out. RRL, or the review of related contending literature. So, tatlo lang po yung inano ko dito. In example ko dito, kami po ito. In 2014, Igor Pantic published an article about the usage of social media and the impact to the user's mental health. Some researchers who tackled this kind of problem before made a connection between using social media with psychiatric disorders including depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and loneliness. According to Rice Edmonds, due to the rapid growth of social media mediums, it is forecasted that in the year 2021, there will be around 3 billion active users of social media. This implies that more and more teenage students and even professionals use the social network services. With this abysmal growth, there are also a wide selection of researches that affects the mental health of the users, and many more evidences are emerging to back this issue. In an article, How to Use Social Media, according to a mental health expert, June 16, 2019, deduced that using social media can interrupt and interfere with in-person communications. You will connect to your friends, families, and coworkers better and enhance your communication skills. Approaching social media outlet mindfully can also assist keeping your negative moods at bay, meaning that you will less experience loneliness. Methodology. In our past research, the method that was used was correlational research design, where we compare the control group and the experimental group. And the design used was experimental design. For the experimental group, it's the same as control group, but their Facebook usage is limited for 2 hours only. As the result of this research, we can conclude that curbing the usage of Facebook is effective. The evidences that is presented on lowering of loneliness by curbing Facebook is that the data presented in figure 1. So, dito, yung p-value is 0.04, meaning we can accept the alternative hypothesis. The data strongly suggests that limiting Facebook usage to up to 2 hours per day significantly lowers the loneliness felt by the respondent. Proposed solution. So nowadays, because some people experience the FOMO or the fear of missing out, I presented some of the alternatives that at least can lessen our feel of loneliness or the fear of missing out, like Reddit. It is known as the front page of internet. Reddit is a social media medium where you can choose your own media, whether you want global news, some good old jokes and funny memes, or just the media of your own choice. We call these subreddits, where we follow that certain media to fit our personality without having to worry about negativity and such. Or our our research topic is reducing the usage down to 2 hours per day. As our research findings about curbing the usage of Facebook, reducing of usage has a noticeable impact in our mental health, enough for us to make us feel less lonely and more connected to other people. Reducing the time of usage of Facebook might give way to other means of communication as well as improving our mental health. Interact with each other face-to-face conversation. Although this is kind of limited since we are in a pandemic, but nung mga nakaraan, we can use this, and of course in a near future when we have let's say solution for this pandemic problem. But other than that, is I present this as another solution or somewhat curbing the loneliness. According to Niha Malik from yourstory.com, instant messengers, although there are noticeable advantages to our lives, it deteriorates our face-to-face communication skills. There's no denying the fact that exchange of info is instant, but face-to-face contact being absent, instant messengers deteriorate into just machines. YouTube. The role of YouTube may not be perfect, but let us face the fact that it helped us from our daily lives, from how-tos and making us laugh to educational and professional walkthroughs, as well as professionals from around the world who uses the platform to teach and reach out to children who are in dire of need of further knowledge of a certain topic or courses. And we may find videos on YouTube on how we can improve our mental health, especially these trying times. In conclusion, I do not say that Facebook is bad nor it is bad influence to everyone we know, that Facebook is a root of all toxicity and depression. All I say is we need to at least control what we see, what we should see, and what we should not see. Because with what we follow on Facebook determines the content of our feed page. If one really believes that Facebook is a potential threat, give other underrated websites such as Reddit a chance to prove themselves that they are worth it to the eyes of the reader as well as for the society we live in. Facebook helps us to communicate with other people as well to our lost family, friends, and coworkers. Sir, meron lang po ang clarification about dito sa methodology. Ang respondent po namin dito is CEU Manila students. 30 respondents po yung kinelect namin. Then, yung 15 po doon, yung experimental group, then yung isa po is yung control group. CEU man Opo, 30 ano po 'yan, 30 respondents po from CU Manila. Iba't ibang courses po 'yun. 'Yun lang po. And references. Ayun lang po yung nilagay ko, pero marami po 'yan. Ako lang po, sir. Opo, sir. Yung po kasi po ano, sir, like Ito po kasi yung past research namin. Ito po yung past research namin, then ito po yung ano namin, results po namin. So bali, opo, opo. Kasi po, ano po kasi ito, experimental site po namin kasi ito. Then, ginawa ko po siya ng analysis since it's interesting. Tsaka, in-apply ko din po kasi sa sarili ko. Then, nagkaroon din po talaga ng significant na changes sa sarili ko. So, yeah, medyo interesting din talaga siya. For me at least. Okay po, sir. Yes, sir. Opo. May question. Ah, sir, the main question po kasi dito, sir, is if yung usage po ba ng Facebook or the usage of Facebook has an impact to our mental health or our loneliness. So kung yung Facebook po ba is meron po ba siyang connection sa loneliness na nararamdaman ng isang tao? Yun po yung question, hindi ko lang po nailagay. Sorry. Sige, sir. Opo, sir. Sige, sir. Yun lang. I-render ko lang. Sige, sir. Sir, yung citation ko po APA po, sorry. Opo, trivia po, opo. Facebook addiction and mental health analysis on correlation that docs po. Opo, sir. Opo, sir. Opo, sir. Thursday. May bagay po. Opo, sir. Ayun nga. So, kailangan po, ano po ito? Center? Naka-center? Naka-center po. Sige po. Ayan na-center ko naman po. Opo, sir. Opo, sir. Sinenter ko po. Then yung question and then yung rating na lang po yung ano. Opo, sir. Wait lang. Parang ang parang ito. Itong the problem of Facebook and its related application, yan po yung hypothesis ko. Iniba ko lang po. Hmm, hmm, opo. There is a significant opo, sir. Opo, sir. Na hmm, opo, sir. Opo, sir. Okey. To agree and to disagree, parang gano'n. Opo. Opo, dalawa lang naman po yun, eh, figure 1, eto po, mean and mean scores, then eto nga po. Ay sir, ang mini-media mode po niya ano po, actually na-lost po namin yun. So anong nangyari, yung results na lang po which is etong nandito sa figure 1, ay figure 2, actually nandito sa figure 1 na parang inano na lang po namin niya para po sinummarize po yung interpretation kasi yung sige sir. At ito sa nandito na nga po, both, both. Opo sir, opo sir. Opo, sir. Opo, sir. No po, sir. Ang title po dito sa is Curbing the Use of Facebook and its Effects on Lowering Feelings of Loneliness. Opo. Plagiarism. Plagiarism. Mm. Ay, hindi plagiarism. Sige, sir. Andito naman eh. Graph of mean scores of two groups. Andito naman. Metodo yung hypothesis. Opo, sir. Opo, sir. Ano lang po siguro yung hypothesis tsaka yung graphs lang po siguro yun. Opo, sir. Add ko na lang po, mag-a-add na lang po ako ng mga segment. Then, ilalagay ko na lang din yung pinaka-presentation nung ano, dun sa video para may presentable naman at the very least. So, wala pang background music. Ayan. Opo, sir. Ay, sir, tanong ko lang po. Di ba, na-receive niyo po ba yung video, sir? Nakita niyo po ba? Opo, sir. Kasi nagbasa lang po kasi ako dun. Opo, 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 sir. Sige, sir. Wednesday, deadline. Sige, sir. Thank you po.
Yes, sir. Wala po yung ibang groupmate ko. Sige. Nakapag-present na po nung una and then revisions na lang po. Sabi. Okay po. Wala.
Opo, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.